The WNBA, listen to this. Owners are mad. They're furious. They're tired of it. The WNBA lost $40 million this year. That's right. They lost $40 million. Now, I just want you to think about it.
No matter how great you were as a player, Cheryl Swoops, there is no woman who should negate mentioning Caitlin Clark and what Caitlin Clark is doing for the game. I know the Monica McNutts and others were getting very, very frustrated at all of the buzz that was going in her direction, not to hate on Caitlin Clark in any way, because I'm sure Monica McNutt does not feel that way. She just knows that there were people on the ground pounding the pavement that were doing so much for women's basketball everywhere that deserved their praise.
Experts are damaging Caitlin Clark following the news of her leaving the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, the first overall choice in the 2024 WNBA lottery from Iowa, had a rookie season that created waves in the league. She was a scoring monster, dropping an average of 19.2 points per game, leading the league with 8.4 assists and collecting 5.7 rebounds per game. On top of that, she broke 11 new league records. But even with such jaw-dropping stats, her triumph as Rookie of the Year wasn't exactly easy. She didn't receive a unanimous vote. 66 out of 67 panel members chose her, with one vote going to Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky.
Caitlin Clark wins the Rookie of the Year. There was one vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for Caitlin Clark. This is what's happening, is the voters are now putting out on social media, hey, it wasn't me. Hey, it wasn't me. Hey, it wasn't me. I don't know if somebody comes out and says, hey, I voted for Angel Reese, which it is your, that's your prerogative. You can. I mean, I've voted and had people criticize my votes, but I had no problem telling people. I mean, I was proud to be a voter in the NBA. And if you want to be critical of me, that's okay. I have, my defense there. Somebody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year. Fine. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to go, can you believe I didn't go unanimous? Now, I thought we would have unanimous MVP and unanimous Rookie of the Year. You got that with Asia Wilson, but Caitlin Clark all but won, and I don't think it's going to ruin her summer. I don't. But it feels like all these voters are like, wasn't me.
That single vote sparked some debate among fans and experts alike, and even WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops, who initially voiced concerns about Clark's Rookie of the Year credentials, made it clear she wasn't part of the voting process once the dust settled. With all this, fans are pointing out that the league doesn't appreciate the level of eyes that Clark has brought in her rookie season, so she might just go where she is appreciated and paid better.
And I'm a WNBA fan.
It's been a good season.
They cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. If you got people in a room, if you got a bunch of dudes in a room and says, let's the WNBA, we couldn't have came up a master plan what these women have done. This girl is incredible. What she did in college for women's basketball, what she's doing in the WNBA.
She turned the Fever. We're 1-8. They have a winning record now.
But the number of attention, eyeballs, she's brought to college and the pros. And for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here?
The WNBA, despite its growing popularity, does not offer anywhere near the pay that the NBA does. Many WNBA players have to play overseas during the off-season just to make ends meet, and Caitlin Clark, fresh off a record-breaking debut season, may be the next to go that route. There are strong rumors suggesting she could be leaving the WNBA to play internationally, potentially for a bigger paycheck and more playing opportunities.
You. But I'd be an owner that'd be like, ladies, shut up and dribble. Actually, it wouldn't be shut up and dribble. It'd be shut up and turn a profit. Get in this together. Quit being dumbasses. Quit being your typical, egotistical, selfish self. That's what I would be, but hey, that's just me. NBA team owners want to see a return on their investment in the WNBA. They're frustrated. The WNBA owes the NBA so much we won't see any windfall for years. But the entitlement. Think about this, ladies. Do you want equal treatment Or do you want equal but special treatment? Now, we all know the answer to that. The great show 30 Rock talks about that when they eliminate DEI, and Tracy Jordan has to be treated like everybody else. He's like, no. It's the funniest stuff ever. So what do you want? I know what you want. You want equal but special. Well, you're getting it, and good for you. NBA owners, and I don't blame them.
Experts aren't delighted. Some are blasting Clark, arguing that as she goes, it'll limit the league's momentum, especially when it's depending on star power to pull in more viewers. They refer to her as a critical face of the WNBA's future, which they believe may be cut short as she decides to pack her bags.
With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return. During her exit interview, Storm player Gabby Williams warned the WNBA, if you want to keep international players, you need to do better. So here's what she had to say.
The W thinks that they don't have to pay us more in order for us to be here. And I think I didn't express that when I first talked about prioritization. You know, our commissioner talked about us being able to, you know, make $700,000. That's not true at all. There's not one player who makes that. And we were promised, you know, team marketing agreements and league marketing agreements, but they've fallen quite short. So it's still not enough for us international players to want to stay here. And that's a choice of the players. If I make a choice to make more money, whatever, and then the teams are mad that I don't come back, but that's how it is. So yes, it just the WNBA, you know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business, it's how it works, and that's all that.
And by the way, I still haven't watched the game. So your point, the fact that I haven't watched it, I haven't watched it. The only thing I'm curious about, which you said when we had the conversation a couple months ago, guys, she's going to make nothing. She's going to make the minimum wage. Great.
Watch. Make $73,000 a year, but her contract with Nike.
But it's going to change. It's going to change because they had more people go to a Los Angeles Sparks game this year than the Lakers. There was more people attending a Sparks game this year than Lakers. Did you hear about this? When you get people butts in seats, pay for people changes, cash flow changes. So you're right. But there's one thing that she does that's duplicatable. Okay? So check this out. To me, it's not just shoots the ball. Who's the most, who in the last 10 years, let's not even say 10 years. What year are we? 2024? In the 2010 to 2019, that decade, okay, who was the most exciting player to watch in the NBA?
What decade was it?
From 2010-11 till 2020.
LeBron.
Who was the most exciting player?
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe or LeBron?
You know who I would say to me number one?
For 2010?
Exciting?
Steph Curry.
Oh, right. Yeah, Steph Curry.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm telling you, because Steph was doing something that seemed impossible. LeBron is 6'8", 260. You're like, okay, that makes sense. Are you telling me this guy's shooting the ball, turning around and walking off? What is this all about? He did it in the All-Star game and he walks up, and then Nick Young tried to do it and it didn't go in. I think John Wall tried to do it. He couldn't go.
PBD, I never cut you. I'm going to cut you off. You see what you just did there?
What?
You just named 6 NBA players without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
John Wall did this, and then Nick Young did that, Swaggy P.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm making the case study of Steph. Well, not Steph. I'm sorry, Caitlin.
He's
with
relatable.
Tiger. And all I'm saying to you is you related to Tiger. Military, like military daddy. Okay, you related to like, are you kidding me? You're not supposed to be this big person that can. This is that duplicatable, and then you're this electrifying. No, within 3, 6, 12 months, we're gonna see if this is just a fluke or if it's real or not.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
We're 100% on the same page there. I'm with you, 100%.
Me that they haven't turned a profit. When they do, they deserve a bigger share of the basketball-related income. And we've seen it in our game, and it's made, obviously, both sides really happy and healthy. So I'm a big fan of WNBA. I like watching those games since the onset of becoming into the league. But I think that they'll get it done, and I hope they do, and I'm sure they'll get a fair deal because they deserve one.
And I agree with Nneka Ogwumike. Look, it's not just about business. It is about the kind of world we want to live in. And whether they're making money or not, we've got to find a way to promote women's sports so that they get a chance to be in the public eye, so they get a chance to make a profit. The NBA makes plenty of money. Let's put more money into it. Let's treat these athletes as the elite athletes they are. I'm with her all the way. And I think the NBA will at least...
Of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season. Now, Gabby Williams is a player who came on my radar during the Olympics. She played for Team France, and this past season she played for the Seattle Storm. Now, it's not out of the norm for WNBA players to play during the regular season and then during their off-season play overseas. This is something that has been happening for like the entirety of the WNBA. It even went as far as to 1 year in 2015, Diana Taurasi played in Russia and did not play in the WNBA. And it was never outright stated that she didn't play in the WNBA because Russia basically put that in their contract, that if she went there, she couldn't play. But that was pretty much what everybody thought happened because Russia paid Diana Taurasi at that time $1.5 million salary to play in Russia. Now, at the time in the WNBA, the salary, like the highest salary in the league, was $107,000. So obviously that's a huge jump. Diana took that offer. She played overseas. And at that time, she was also like hands down the face of the league. The WNBA was not as popular as it is now, but that was an opportunity that Diana took. And I feel like with the growing popularity of the WNBA and with players able to, you know, make money off brand deals and this and that and their celebrity rising, there could be a world where more of these private owned EuroLeague teams, I could see some of these teams going after some of our star players in the WNBA. And if the money makes sense, if the business aspect makes sense, we could lose more players to playing overseas, like Gabby kind of alluded to here. The commissioner told her that she could make $700,000 playing in the WNBA through marketing this and that. I don't know what Kathy was talking about because even the highest paid player in the WNBA currently makes a little over $200,000 in salary, and then I don't know what the WNBA does with their...
What I thought, who gave the best feedback on this Caitlin Clark thing, and it's so evergreen to every industry. Go to Vaitaman's. Actually, matter of fact, I think I texted it to you. Go to Vaitaman's Twitter account. If you can go to Vaitaman's Twitter account and find, you got to go down a minute to, right there, right, the clip. Oh, shit.
Matt Barnes?
You scroll back. You did, okay.
Matt Barnes?
Matt Barnes. Watch what he says here. Watch what he says. Rewind a little bit and play it.
Topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down. It is what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My issue and my question is, where the fuck are her teammates at?
Yes.
Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team. She's the star. You always protect your star. I was someone who protected the stars.
That's right.
Fucking Cole, CP, Blake, list goes on. Yes. It's going to be a problem.
I love it. Yeah, he was.
And you wonder why you sit at the bottom of the league right now is because y'all don't protect each other. He
calls out the coaches.
Coach don't do shit about it. Players don't do shit about it. Y'all should be ashamed of them. But the rest of the league is going to continue to test her. And that's what they're supposed to do.
The best clip I've seen from everybody was Matt Barnes. Good for you.
Good job, Matt.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree.
He also protects his wife. Didn't he drive 2 hours one night to beat the crap out of Derek Fisher?
Oh.
He also protects his wife.
You had to, Tom. That's my boy. Speaking of protecting Kobe, his most famous play ever was the inbounds play where he tried to pump fake Kobe. Let me just say a few things. I'm going to rattle it off. You know when a club opens, believe me, I know about the club scene in Miami. When a club opens up in Miami, you know the best time that everyone's is the first few months. Oh my God, the newest club, it's open. And I always say, circle back to me in a year and let me know how this club is doing. You know, 80% of the clubs will close. Circle back to me in a year on Caitlin Clark. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about this girl because the sizzle will be gone. She's a rookie, she's hot, she's new. Oh my God. By the way, it's summer. What sports are going on right now? There's a week until the NBA finals start. There's nothing going on in the NBA. The Olympics are gonna start in the next few months. WNBA season won't be there. When NFL starts, MLB playoff starts, this won't be a thing. So that's great. Enjoy it now. That's all I'm saying. Appreciate it now.
So maybe they should learn to appreciate her more after all. You don't know what you have until it's gone. It's too soon to say, but Caitlin Clark is definitely at a crossroads. If she stays, she'll continue to be the face of a league that's working hard to rise in popularity. If she goes, she'll be following in the footsteps of other top talents who've chosen the overseas route for financial reasons.